passion statement. Good evening, Seneca Valley. Today is Friday, March 13th, and it's been an eventful week in the news cycle with major developments ranging everywhere from the coronavirus and the next round of Democratic primaries to some of the incredible things our own students have been working on this week, including the all-school musical and pit forum debates. I'm Alex Osman.
And I'm JONAH Blackwood.
And we will be covering all these stories and more tonight on the Seneca Scout.
Coronavirus is on the rise and has now affected over 1,000 Americans, killing a total of 31 people in 39 states. As the pandemic becomes a bigger problem, all kinds of events are being canceled, including a meeting on the virus that was set to take place in New York. Coronavirus has also posed as a problem in the sports world, causing the NBA and MLB to suspend the regular season and the NCAA to cancel March Madness entirely. Colleges and high schools are also being shut down across the nation daily, and many students are already in college will be forced to report home, including Seneca Valley graduate and SVTV alumni Erin Vargo. Here is a touch on how it has affected her.
What is up, Seneca Valley? So I go to school at St. John's University, which is in Queens, New York. This past weekend, the governor of New York declared it a state of emergency due to the coronavirus. So as a precaution, the university scheduled Thursday and Friday to be online classes to test out the school's capability to administer classes online. That way, if we have to switch to it indefinitely, we can do so. I got back to campus from spring break on Sunday. The very next day, which was yesterday, the school sent out an email. Tuesday and Wednesday classes will be canceled. Starting March 12th, we're going to be holding online classes. We're suspending in-person classes until the 27th. If it gets worse, we might push it back later. Nobody really knows what's going on. A lot of hysteria, which I don't really think is warranted. We have to be out of the dorms by 4 p.m. on March 11th, I believe. A lot of kids started leaving campus as soon as the email got sent out. Some are leaving today. A few stragglers like myself are leaving tomorrow, which is the last day. There was like a rumor that they were going to close the campus, but no one actually believed it was going to happen. But here we are. I guess we're just going to roll with the punches and hopefully things will get better. So wash your hands, stay safe.
Well, it's sad to see how it's affecting so many people in the United States.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Well,
Erin submitted this video on Tuesday when only a few universities started shutting down, and now, only a few days later, thousands across the country have closed their doors due to this unprecedented series of events. Also, the Drowsy Chaperone was scheduled to have its closing performances this weekend, but they've unfortunately been canceled due to concerns about the coronavirus. Many other school activities have been canceled due to public health concerns as the school district tries to combat the recent outbreak. Here's Evan Muller, one of the SV Marching Band's drum majors and a member of the Drowsy Chaperones Pit Orchestra, to discuss the recent cancellations.
The school musical being canceled is a devastation to the students who have worked months and months on this production, whether that be the teachers who have put a lot of time into being a supporting role, and whether that's students who have put a lot of time into learning the music, learning their lines, and learning the character that they have to portray. There are also people who are involved with the student crew, the student directors, the orchestra, and the setup crew, and all that.
On to other health-related news. Scientists have recently used the gene editing tool CRISPR in a human body for the first time ever. It was used in an attempt to try and cure an inherited form of blindness in a patient. Many doctors believe this could open up a whole new era of treating diseases through DNA alteration. Doctors have previously tried in-the-body gene editing back in 2017 with an older gene editing tool. However, many believe that CRISPR is a far easier tool. It will take up to a month to determine if the procedure worked. If it is a success, doctors plan to test it on 18 children and adults.
It was another important week in politics, with 6 states holding their primaries this Tuesday. Going into Tuesday, former Vice President Joe Biden had an 83-delegate lead on Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. Biden came out as a winner, winning both Michigan and Missouri. These states held the largest number of delegates and helped increase the lead Biden had over Sanders. The current delegate difference between the two is 143, with the next set of primaries being held on next Tuesday. Biden was also endorsed by former Democratic candidate Andrew Yang on Tuesday.
Many of my incredibly capable competitors have endorsed me. Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Mike Bloomberg, Cory Booker, and Kamala Harris.
Now let's take a look at the economy with Nick Schuster.
Continue this week, with the S&P 500 falling more than 7% on Monday, triggering circuit breakers that temporarily helped halt a further plunge. The index hit the mandatory trading halt shortly after the open, stopping trading below that level for 15 minutes. The market resumed trading and continued a decline that saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average have its worst day since 1987 on Thursday. Much of the volatility is driven by fears of disruptions of supply chains in China and a further economic slowdown in Europe. Also, to add to further uncertainty, Russia and Saudi Arabia have entered a price war. The sell-off in crude began last week when OPEC failed to strike a deal with its allies, led by Russia, about oil production costs. That in turn caused Saudi Arabia to slash its oil prices as it reportedly looks to ramp up production. Finally, President Donald Trump, in a meeting with Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill, pitched a 0% payroll tax rate for employers and employees that would last through the rest of the year. The purpose of this is to create an economic stimulus plan to counteract the impact of the widening coronavirus outbreak. Thank you to our crew member, Trevor Wigan, who obtained that footage in New York just yesterday. All right, back to you, Alex.
Well, after that interesting look on economics, we have some daylight savings time, a topic that has gained great attention as the citizens of the United States switched their clocks this last weekend. The constant switching of clocks twice per year has caused a push for reform, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio is a strong proponent of the Ditch the Switch movement, saying that there is no legitimate reason to keep doing this. Few states have begun to implement all-year daylight savings time. However, this state legislation is blocked by federal law that states that states can opt out of daylight saving times for standard time. As of now, Rubio and Florida Representative Vern Buchanan took the Sunshine Protection Act to the federal level, but the bill was and still is stalled in Congress.
Shifting to local news, this Tuesday the top 4 debaters in Mrs. Plotnicki's CHS argument class went head-to-head in the Pitt Forum Final Four debate. The debate was on Are Today's Youth the Best Equipped Generation to Move America Forward?, with Andy Castanero and Ella Palagrudo arguing for the affirmation and Seneca Scout's own Parker Logan Zach Donaldson arguing for the negation. The best speaker out of those 4 will be selected to debate at the Pitt University Forum in April, where they will get to debate against other students from other schools.
And in case you missed it, Seneca Valley students had an excellent showing at the PMEA District Jazz Festival. Led by Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Matchett, the 26 Seneca Valley students represented their school well at Slippery Rock University. The festival was held last month and included several students from various schools. The students auditioned, and the top students were selected for a jazz performance on the second day of the festival, after being divided into 3 different bands.
Last Friday, artist Lil Uzi Vert dropped the highly anticipated album Eternal Atake by surprise, causing 16 of the top 20 most streamed songs on Spotify on Saturday to be from that album. Songs like Baby Pluto, Chrome Heart Tags, and P2 were quickly deemed fan favorites as Lil Uzi Vert received viral praise for his newest work. However, the popular artist faced several challenges when creating the album, such as several contract disagreements and leaked songs. Fans are now awaiting the deluxe version of the album, which is predicted to have more features in store. Here's what some SV students had to say about the album. Let's take a look.
My opinion on Lil Uzi Vert's newest album, I've been waiting for it for 3 years now. He had it ready, he deleted it. I think it definitely lived up to the hype. He did, there's the deluxe coming out that's going to be even better. He did the whole thing where it was like, track 1 through 6 was Baby Pluto, 7 through, I think, 12 was Renji. He did 13 through 16 was the Lil Uzi Vert. He did the whole aliens thing. There's a lot of depth to it, even though people don't always see that. I just thought it was amazing.
This album. My opinion of Lil Uzi Vert's newest album is that it's really good. I think it's one of his best works personally. I listen to rap a lot, and I can say that that's probably my favorite album. And my favorite song's probably going to be Baby Pluto. I feel like that one's the best.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we will be back again next week to cover more local, national, and international news. I'm Alex Osman.
And I'm Jonah Blackwood.
And we're signing off from the Seneca Scout. See you next week.